What's up, guys? It's Gardy B with the Jenkins Jonez show. As always, I'm here with my good internet buddies, Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a. Tyler.
What's up, guys?
Jethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
What's up, bubbas? And if you fuck with us, you want to see more of our content, please jump on YouTube and subscribe to our channel.
Celtics win Game 7 against the Heat. What were you guys' thoughts on the game? Did it go the way I was rooting for the Heat like crazy, and it just didn't seem like they were really in it until the end of the game.
Yeah, it seemed to be. It was one of those frustrating games for, I'm sure, the Heat players and Heat fans, where Celtics jumped out to an early lead. They went up by like 15, and then they'd never trailed at all the whole game. Led from whistle to whistle, and the Heat, they got close. They got it to within 2 at times, but then they just could never get over that hump. But I mean, it was a well fought battle by the Heat. There was some ugly basketball going on this series. I'm glad it's over. I'm looking forward to the finals now.
Towards the end of it, I want everybody off my fucking screen, especially Kyle Lowry's old motherfucking flip-flopping, throwing limbs around ass shit. It reminded me of Kill Bill when she went in there with the fucking sword and there were limbs everywhere. And she was like, "You can leave, but your limbs are mine." Like, bro, it was fucking disgusting. I think him and fucking Marcus Smart getting on the same court should be illegal. They should never allow that ever again, bro. I mean, I feel like in this particular situation, the Celtics wanted to lose less than the fucking Heat wanted to lose. It was like a lose-off. And the shot, as well as the flop-off of the century with fucking Marcus Smart. It was a bunch of shit that didn't involve basketball, but I mean, I'm happy for Tatum. I don't know how they really have a chance, or if they do, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much, but yeah, man, I'm glad this series is over, like Tyler was saying, man. Like, this just wasn't, there were good moments of basketball, but it just wasn't good basketball in general.
I like the idea
of... before we move on from how trash Kyle Lowry is now, did you see the tweet from Twitter user Bex Welker?
No, please read this.
Yes, it's a Kyle Lowry ass joke here. So
okay,
those play.
Yes. Kyle Lowry's ass slowly took over his entire body and made him ass. Sort of a Venom situation.
Somebody said this nigga Zach said he had a front butt. I was like, you can see how thick he is from the front. He was like, yeah, he got front butt. I'm like, I have literally never heard front butt.
He's got the fupa.
He's not fupa, front butt. It's different apparently. That's what Zach said, because I said the same thing. I'm like, fupa, no, front butt. But apparently he can feel jeans from the front and back at the same time.
Kyle Lowry and Marcus Smart on the court at the same time is like when 2 8-year-olds are playing superheroes and they're like really selling it. So it's like one guy fake punches and the other guy takes 40 steps backwards, like wah, 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 and he comes back and hits him, and the other one goes wah, 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 wah. It's just like that on an NBA basketball court. It's not aesthetically pleasing.
Marcus Smart at least will give you a bucket here and there. Right? I think he had like 20, you know what I'm saying? He has to get some big shots. Kyle Lowry hit a big shot, a big shot that like during their run. But my G, like he's not even playing basketball anymore. Like he has become since that charge he took in the All-Star, that's all he does is bait and charge, bro. Like that's his whole game now. You feel me? Like there was a point when Tatum was guarding him, and like he didn't even try to make the shot. He just fucking flung his body, happened to make the shot, but there was more effort into actually flopping than actually making the bucket. The bucket was second to him. He wanted the foul. It's like, bro, it's ugly basketball. And I get like going to the bucket and drawing contact, all that. That's within the game. But when you're like, bro, he tripped and turned the ball over, wasted a timeout at one point trying to flop and draw a foul and bait a foul. Like, in the end of the game, it was a big old, they had one timeout at 9 minutes left because this motherfucker's out here flopping, trying to draw fouls and shit unnecessarily. It's ridiculous.
God bless him.
Tarnishing the integrity of the game.
Malarkey. Right. It's not basketball anymore, right? It's malarkey.
Bit of a controversial moment late in the game, down 2, Jimmy Butler coming down the court and pretty much, I mean, a lot of space in front of him with Al Horford sagging way off. There's been some debate about whether or not Horford was trying to bait him into taking a three in that moment. I think it was 11 to 13 seconds left, something like that. Jimmy pulled, didn't have great balance. He was definitely leading forward when he got the shot off, missed it. Celtics get the rebound. That's kind of it right there. I know you both had thoughts about that shot. Tyler, did you think that was a good shot, or do you think he should have driven on Horford, tried to tie the game up, see what happens from there?
It was an enjoyable shot. I enjoyed it. And that's all that matters to me. Like, as someone who was not invested in the Miami Heat winning that game, I'll leave it up to Heat fans and to, the Heat players, Heat coaches or whatever to deliberate on if that was the right play. But I enjoyed it. It was exhilarating. My fucking jaw dropped when he took it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt alive when when he let that shit fly. And that's all that I watch sports for. Those moments where, like, if he would have hit that shit, the whole fucking NBA fan base would have detonated. You know what I mean? He gave it a try, but to Jimmy's credit, he played 48 minutes that game. You know what I mean? I'm sure he wanted to get that shit over with. He's got a knee that's not 100%. And Spo, in the press, he was like, that's Jimmy. He's gonna go for the win, and I love that about him. And that's all that I think we need to hear on that.
The same thing that got Jimmy to get that 47 points in Game 6 is the same reason he shot that. You can't have one without the other. He digs deep to places that other players just can't dig. There's no way Jimmy's supposed to have the highs he has. You know what I mean? But he's just Jimmy. He finds ways to get shit done. I don't think it was a good shot in the sense of he's at the best basketball play. He had fucking Horford on his heels. You know what I mean? Jimmy's going to the bucket. Probably can get a foul or get the bucket, one or the other. He ain't leaving the cup butt naked. You know what I mean? But was it a good shot for Jimmy? Yes. I think it was the right shot for Jimmy. We all thought that was going in. And like Tyler said, he felt alive. That was the basketball equivalent of a line of coke. You know what I mean? A line of that girl. I was like, oh shit, he shot that shit. And we all thought it was going in. It was the best part of maybe the series, definitely that fucking Game 7. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, should he have shot it? Maybe not. But I think Jimmy has done enough where he can do what he wants to in that moment. And even though he's not the best three-point shooter, I think 24%, you know what I'm saying, for the season. And I think he shot 18 off the dribble pull-up, you know what I'm saying, threes this year. He's hit 6 of them, which is, decent. But no, I mean, Jimmy can do what he wanted to do. I mean, he's proven to be superheroes in those moments, and I see why he would shoot that. So I'm not mad at it at all.
Someone tweeted at us, and I think this is sort of where I'll just leave my thoughts, that Brian Windhorst's story on the game has just got nothing but quotes from Celtics players saying they were, shitting themselves when they saw him pull the shot. I mean, it's like, yes. That's it. It's a little different because, the way you describe Jimmy John, it's Jimmy John. Oh, God.
Jimmy John. The way you describe the Turkey Lulu sub.
Jimmy John's is trash, too. Very bad sandwiches, dog. Garbage.
Yikes. The way you describe Jimmy Butler, John, was a little bit like, it's a little bit like the way we talk about Russ, right? Like his willpower, his drive is a benefit in so many ways that you just kind of have to accept the ways in which it's a drawback. And if the difference is if Russ takes a three, the defense wanted him to do that. If Jimmy takes a three, they did not want him to do that. They were stressed as fuck. So,
and then going off of what Jimmy does in the regular season is ridiculous. Those are two different niggas. Okay. Yeah. Who we see in the playoffs and his percentage, that don't fucking matter. All right. We're not seeing these 47, 40-point games consistently like we do in the playoffs in the regular season. So what he didn't, I mean, like, we got to judge him off of what we've seen, especially this series. And I mean, dog, after Game 6 and Game 1, and I also want to apologize. Everything I fucking said about Jimmy was wrong. Every time. When I said he was fucking underrated, when I said he was good, he would prove to stink after it. When I said he was he wasn't a superstar, he had a superstar performance. So let me just shut the fuck up. The universe is trying to tell me something. I'm listening. When it comes to Jimmy fucking Butler, I'm going to shut the fuck up. Good job, Jimmy. Love to see it. You know what I mean? Hey, But.
I saw someone on Twitter make the point that it had Mike Breen missed the game because he had COVID. If Mike Breen had been there, the shot probably goes in. There was no one to yell bang. And so as such, the tree fell in the forest, but no one heard it. So it didn't really fall. Where does Jimmy Butler fit in? You know, I think this was something we talked about quite a bit with like James Harden, you know, that there's certain guys who successfully have gamed things such that they can be great regular season players and their game doesn't necessarily travel to the playoffs as well. Jimmy, I mean, I know John doesn't want to talk about it, but
it's totally to go ahead.
Jimmy has a playoff exclusive game. Like if you're talking about you're picking guys in the NBA to be on your team and you're asking, is it the regular season or the playoffs? And it's the playoffs. He's got to be pretty high up on the list of, well, he's going to keep us in the game, even if he's got to play 48 minutes, which I saw he has more playoff games with 48 minutes logged over the last 10 years than I think the rest of the NBA combined. So
I think he asked for that too. He probably asked for that. Like, don't take me out this fucking game. He probably told, because I don't see Spoge that's doing that. Like within the game, it doesn't make sense. How do you evaluate? You know, I mean, that's what all of NBA fandom's about, right? How do you evaluate that? How do you put that in a list or state his place in the tiers of NBA players when his real value is that for the games that matter the most, he's going to bring it the most? Like, how do you put that in? You know, with like we used to talk about James Harden won an MVP. Playing in the regular season well. You know what I mean? So how do you evaluate a Jimmy Butler skill set?
I mean, I think he's a prime example of that. You know, we need to wait to the postseason to write, you know, our stories on certain players, on all players, I'd say. Because, I mean, we can go back to 2016. Like, I'm a Bron stan, but I was like, yo, Steph might have took the league right now. This might be Steph's league. I said that 2016. You know what I mean? And then we saw what happened in the finals. I was like, nah, the King's still the King. You know what I mean? So I think that we probably need to, you know, sit on our opinions, our, you know, perception of players until, you know, the postseason wraps up, because, you know, lots of players, you know, they take it to a different level. Like Draymond said, flagship volume podcast employee Draymond said, you know, there's 80
hey, company man Tyler, company man Dragonfly Jones,
right. There's 82 game players and there's 16 game players, you know, like Draymond said, and Jimmy's for sure a 16 game player. Like, you know, and I said this myself, like during the regular season, I always do this. I'm like, yo, I think Jimmy might be done, and then he goes fucking crazy in the postseason. So I'm not doing that shit anymore. Yeah,
right.
I think the thing with Jimmy is though he's a Robin playing Batman. You know what I mean? Like, you know that tweet they were saying,
he's
like
Nightwing. He's Nightwing.
Yeah. You said Chris
grown up
like,
Robin.
Yeah, there we go. Cool. They said Chris Middleton's the LeBron James or Paul George's. No, that's Jimmy Butler. That's Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? And that's why I was chuckling, because I was thinking about that damn tweet. Still a fucking banger.
That is a gem.
You know,
yes.
Such a banger. But no, that's Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why it's not sustainable. I think why I was wrong when I said he was good and when I said he was bad is because he has to play that role, and he's not, you know what I mean? Like 40, 29, 6, 8, 14, 47, and then 30.
Right.
Like, that's a motherfucking
Some
roller
swings.
coaster ride. It's not sustainable. You know what I'm saying? For him to have to do that. So I think that's what he is. He's a Robin that can play Batman every so often. He's a substitute Batman every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So
he's Nightwing. I know you try to brush us off that geek shit as quick as possible, but
yeah, but I don't know what the fuck.
Just trust me when I say that saying he's Nightwing is a perfect analogy in response to your comment.
Okay, I trust you when it comes to all that shit. You know what I mean? I just had to keep speaking and finish out my statement, and I don't know who the fuck Nightwing is. Okay,
Nightwing is a grown up Robin who's like,
okay.
Yeah, he's a little more edgier than Robin. You know, Robin was out there in that little weak ass red and gold, green leotard and shit. Nightwing is out here in like dark ass fucking turquoise shit.
I know the bangers, bro.
I'm
top 40s when it comes to like, you know, fucking reading comics. I just read like the main shits. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Wow.
Y'all got deep into that shit. So
Nightwing, not a top tier character. You heard it here first from John.
Not to me. I do like to talk, bro. I'm a casual, guys. I apologize. Okay, a vaccinated casual, but a casual still. You know what I'm saying? A casual still.
Oh shit. Let's talk about the Celtics. As much as it pains me to do so, I think producer Jackson is literally clocking how long it took me to direct the conversation to the Celtics. But I've seen some speculation. I think it's a fair point. Tyler was talking about this on Twitter. You got to put this run to the finals for Tatum and the Celtics up there.
Hey, like I said, you know, I think Dirk has the best the best path to a ring ever. He went through, Brandon Roy. He went through Kobe. He went through, KD, Russ, Harden, and then he went through, Bron, Wade, Bosh. Bro, if Tatum goes through KD, Giannis, Jimmy, and Steph, we might have to have some conversations, man, because that is a hell of a run. That is a hell of a run. And the thing is, like all of these series for Boston, have been like, besides the fucking sweep of the Nets, they made light work of them. Last two ones went 7, and Jayson, showed up big when they needed him. So we'll see if he knocks Steph off. Like I said, there's going to be a conversation to be had here.
And I think I don't think it's likely, but I think it's very doable, being that we talked about this in the group chat. You know what I'm saying? We love Steph. Steph's a great player. You have fun watching him. But in the finals, he has some stinkers. You know what I'm saying? He's liable to have at least one, probably two.
He's going to give you one 14-point game in the finals where he's shooting like 3 or 14 from 3. Yeah.
Where he's looking like Eric Snow out there. And we got to be like, who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? But like, you feel me? But yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, Tatum, you see that fadeaway he hit? You see that fadeaway with 2 seconds left? Jab, step, fake. But that motherfucker, sheesh. That shit was boop. But yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I feel bad for Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has such some good moments. We ain't talking about Jaylen Brown going through the gauntlet. We talking about Jayson Tatum. And that's what's wrong. That's what's still tough about being a Robin. You know what I'm saying?
Jaylen Brown's been in the lab with Bob Cousy in the offseason getting his handle right.
Oh my bro, Jaylen Brown. The loosest handle. I mean, it's not even just like the handle's loose. He's just sloppy in decision-making too. You know what I mean? Like, but he's just so athletic, and that allows him to get away with that, and he's so strong. But I mean, when he goes into traffic, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was holding my breath. I was like, this motherfucker here. Jesus Christ. Ain't no telling what's going to happen. You feel me?
I just love the idea of, like, we always hear about guys working with like modern NBA legends, and it's like you hear about Shaq working with Hakeem, like, oh shit. I just love the idea of like you pull someone out of the crypt, like a player from the 1940s, and you're like, oh, we were working on that regular crossover, on that two flat-footed crossover.
Hey, he need to start with the fundamentals. Jaylen Brown need to start with the fundamentals. Start with the basic 2-ball drill, and we'll build you up, buddy. One high, one low, little double figure eight. We'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But we need to talk about what's it? Bam. Bam, again, game 3, he looked like fucking Olajuwon. You feel me? And then we just didn't quite see that Bam. And we talking about like, Embiid, like people are like, get Embiid there, give him another superstar. Bam is supposed to be, he's not there yet, but we wanted to see flashes of that, you know what I mean? And I was hoping Bam would take a step this series. I mean, even though I like good basketball, I'm a fan of Bam, even though I was rooting for Tatum. I wanted to see him take a step, and I don't know if he took that step yet. I don't know when we're going to get there, but I mean, I think that's why they haven't went out and grabbed somebody like not just Tyler Hero or whatever. Like we talk about that, why they didn't get Harden, but they think Bam's going to be the person to take that step, and it didn't quite happen. Yeah, we saw a moment of it. Was it game 3? Sheesh.
Here's the most frustrating, and I will say he did have 25 points. He did have 25 and 11 in game 7, but here's his 7-game points log. 10, 6, 31, 9, 18, 6, 25.
Same roller coaster.
So he averaged 15 points a game, but he was scoring 6 or he was scoring 30. Like, that's difficult, even for, Eric Spoelstra, even for Jimmy Butler, even for the constants where that there's effort, there's intelligence, there's great coaching. That's difficult to plan around because it's all about repeatability in matchups when you get into the playoffs. If you're going 30 and then 6, how do you build a game plan around that? You know what I mean?
For sure.
You can't say it's just a game plan. I mean, a lot of that has to be effort. The games he scored 6 points, he took 6 shots, he took 5 shots, he took 6 shots in 3 of these games. That's crazy. And we can talk about he's not looking to. He's in the high post. He's got the ball. He's looking back at the 3-point line. He's not considering taking a shot. And then there's other games, like you said, he looks like he's the second coming.
I mean, we're talking about like how good Horford's playing and all that shit, and how he's playing the Draymond role, but he's still fucking Al Horford, bro. Bam, you're supposed to chew that motherfucker and spit him the fuck out. Don't give me, he's playing great. I don't give a fuck. It's Al fucking Horford. He's 35. You know what I'm saying? He has a knee and a half. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you are fucking Bam. You're stronger. You're more athletic. I would say you're more skilled. Like, why do we not see that as consistently? So, like, there's no excuses for that.